Hey, you guys. So I just wanted to jump on this morning and just share an observation that I had. So, taking Addison and Liberty to school this morning, stopping by the gas station, had a couple of errands I had to run. You know what I noticed? There were so many, I would say the majority of people that I passed at stoplights, at the gas station, the daycare was, they were all smiling and laughing because it's the beginning of the day, right? But the reality is the majority of the people I saw had long faces. Their body posture was very slumped, and it was just clear that their soul was carrying a heavy load. Now, I get it. I have friends that even if they're in a great mood, no matter how hard they try, they still kind of just look pissed, okay? So I know that there are some that it isn't at all what's going on the inside, right? It's just kind of how they carry their face and it's how they carry their life, right? The reality is I don't see people. I feel them, okay? And that's might be weird, but it's the reality, okay? And I feel it over and over and over, and with every single person I meet, and I'm like I have an experience. I'll leave it at that. It's way out there, okay? We'd have to be really close friends for you not to be weirded out by this, okay? So I feel things. So there's no doubt that the people I'm talking about this morning were actually carrying heavy loads on their soul. And here's what I want to throw out there. I get it. Prescriptions give us the feeling or the perception that the pain is going away. The mood seems to lighten just a little bit more to a can handleable level. And they seem to kind of feel like the answer. And it can feel like you are doing everything that you can do to feel good, to speaking of feeling good, I've been on this side of stuff for a while, right? Have y'all? Here in Arkansas, it's crazy. But to feel good, like the way you feel about life, it can seem like prescriptions help that. And I'm not knocking it because I believed that way too for a long time. Okay, now if I get out here and I don't get over this illness eventually, I'm going to go see a doctor. Okay, I'm not knocking the medical world, not at all. Okay, you guys have seen me have enough surgeries and procedures and enough stuff like that to know that I'm in support of the medical community. I have tons of medical friends and family that I respect and love and am so honored to know. Okay, so this ain't about that. But if you were to get honest, would you say that you're doing everything that you can? I'm not saying stop taking your medication. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if I eat a sausage biscuit and hash brown and a Mountain Dew for breakfast, and I go to work, and on my break I have a Reese's peanut butter cup, and I sit all day long at my job. And if you've got a job, be thankful, because a lot of people don't. So whether you sit in a standing, be thankful, okay? But I sit at my job, very, 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 very docile body movement during the day. I mean, I go to lunch and I go eat at Wendy's, and then I go back to work, and the most movement I might get might be from the copier to my desk. And then I go to break and I get, a bag of chips and a Coke. And then I get off work and I stop and get me a drink from Sonic. And I get home from work and I've got laundry and dishes and all of that going on in my head, right? And kids and so I spend the next few hours wrangling kids, laundry. There's movement going on, but there's not any kind of actual taxing exercise happening in my life. It's time for bed. I can't sleep. I stay up way too late. Then I have to take something to go to sleep. And then when I wake up the next morning, I got to take my medication to get going again. Now, do you see where this might be a part of the problem? that our stress is high. There's this artificial substance that's helping to keep it, the facade of being lower. What kind of foods we're putting in our body is actually causing our body to bloat and have gas during the day, and our joints are aching because last night having to pick up those big boxes and put them up in the attic, we just haven't lifted anything that heavy in a while, and the stress with the kids. And have you thought maybe that you would like to try something else? I'm just wondering, because I can't help but have seen myself in about half those people I ran into this morning. And I can't help but see that I was calling it life, but really I was just getting by, and I was just surviving. And I'm not saying that you need to go out and become a power lifter, and I'm not saying that you need to hit the gym 6 days a week, and I'm not saying that you need to be vegan, and I'm not saying you need to never go out to eat, and I'm not telling you to put your medications away, and I'm not telling you to ignore your children and go work out instead. That's not what I'm telling you. I'm asking, do you think you're doing everything that you can? Because this word longevity is what keeps coming in my mind. Longevity. I've heard it in about 10 different situations in the last 2 weeks. And it's really just the idea of, what do you want today to look like and feel like? You know, because we've been told that we aren't supposed to feel good. I think we are. And ever since I started believing that, I felt better. So there's got to be at least a little bit of truth in it. What would it take to feel good today? Has it been a while since you thought about what you're eating and what you're putting in, what's coming out? Is a life that, again, this is not judgmental, because I weighed almost 300 pounds 6.5 years ago. Okay, so this is coming from a I get it place. I saw so many women, beautiful, beautiful women and men this morning, that had all of this extra here, and 6 or 7 inches of extra here, and from where they sat, you could see the extra here. And I'm not saying that beauty is skinny, because I ain't skinny. And skinny isn't always healthy. But there's no doubt that when we walk in a body that is the equivalent of a 15-year-old on our back, there's no doubt about it that it's going to take something artificial to make you feel okay, because your body is being taxed so much on a daily basis. Your heart only has so many ticks in there. And your joints, they only have so many, especially you 300 pounds, those knees, those hips. It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart, because we talk about body positive. I'm life positive, okay? I'm not gonna, if you come to me and you ask me if I think you're overweight and you're in the biggest size you can buy in the department store you shop in, and I'm talking like you up there, okay, and you can't get off the floor without about passing out, and you got to have an apnea monitor, and people have those that aren't overweight, so, but the majority of overweight folks have to have it. If the only way you're functioning is by artificial medicine to keep your body systems working because you've already jacked up your systems, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you. Today is the day. Today is the day that you can believe skinny, big, fat, thin, obese, micro thin, the whole gamma of size and shapes. But I'm telling you, today is the day that you can decide that you don't want to sleep your way through this life anymore, and you don't want to pill pop your way through this life anymore, and that you'd eventually, while I completely support therapists, that you'd eventually like to maybe not have to depend on your therapist so much. and you'd like to feel good in your body, I'm going to tell you it comes down to moving your butt, feeding it correctly, and resting, and finding out what that piece is that is for you. That's what you got to do to live. And I guess I'm just saying I love you enough to say, why don't you come back to us? It might be a slow process, but I'd love to have you rejoin us back on this side. I'd like to not go to your funeral anytime soon, or here if you're passing. I want you to stick around. Think about it. Love you guys. Mwah. Word.